Om Namah Siddhebhyah Namo Arihantanam Namo Siddhanam Namo Airiyanam Namo Vajjayanam Namo Loe Savasahunam. The 10 attributes of religion propagated by the enlightened beings, the omniscient ones, the Tirthankaras. These dharmas are not meditative. These are dharmas in action. For monks, it has been said in the scripture Sarvarth Siddhi that there are 5 kinds of behaviors, activities. A monk walks consciously. He looks at the ground and avoids stepping on any living being. He speaks carefully, gently, benevolently. He eats very carefully. Takes pure food, vegetarian food. He uses this equipment which is called Mayur Pichika for avoiding violence. Jeev Viradhana, because these feathers are so soft that when you put them into your eyes, there is no conjunctival reflex. The eyes do not shut down. And he uses this pichika for displacing smaller living beings which may or may not be seen through our naked eyes. And then he keeps something there, or he himself sits there. This is called Adana Nikshepan Samiti. The first one was Irya Samiti. 4 hand breadths. The vision is placed there. He looks carefully and walks carefully. That is called Irya Samiti. The second one is about our speech. It is called Bhasha Samiti. Third one is Eshna Samiti. Avoiding all types of foods that are restricted in our holy scriptures. and all blemishes are also avoided. During the meals there are many mistakes and there are many things happen there, but he avoids and takes the food as per scriptures. And then this is Adan Nikshepan Samiti. Whatever he lifts up in his hand, he keeps there. He sits, he sleeps, he uses this Mayur Pichika for margin purpose, for avoiding violence. It is called Adan Nikshepan Samiti. And then the last one is when he goes for excretion, there also he follows non-violence. So today is the third day. That is called Uttama Aaarjava Dharma. Aaarjava Shabd, the word Aaarjava, has been derived from the original word Riju. Riju, which means simple, no complications. And Aaarjav means Rijor Bhava Karmava Aarjavam. In Sanskrit, every word has a derivative process. So Aaarjav is derived from the word Ruju, and that means simplicity. A monk lives a life of simplicity. And because of his simplicity, these 5 rules of his daily routine are performed simply, without any complications, without any mistakes. If somebody is deceitful, then his words change, his behavior changes. He speaks something, he thinks something, and does something. All these 3 are different. Pujya Muni Kshama Sagar Maharaj used to cite an example which, when we were with him, we were accompanying him and learning many things from him. That was a training period of 10 months in the year 1988. We had for the first time in our life listened to the discourses, lectures of Jinvaani ji. We had heard the name, of course, Kshama Sagar Maharaj ji was there at the time of Jinvaani ji's Sallekhana. So he had heard him, but we are talking about ourselves. We heard his lectures for the first time in 1988 at Mandi Bamara. And we were 3 monks there. We are called lesser monks, Kshillakas, and they are called greater monks, Munis. So we were listening one of his lecture, and he said that simplicity brings us near God. And we mean here by the word God an omniscient enlightened being who has perfect knowledge, perfect bliss, perfect vision, everything perfect. The highest being is called Paramatma. He is also called Arihant. In a village there was a mother who had a son, and that son was named Arihant because the mother thought that if I name him Arihant, the word Arihant will repeatedly come out of my mouth, and that will be a great fortune for me. Because Arihant, the word, signifies those Arihantas who have attained bliss and enlightenment and omniscience. He is omnipotent. He is, from a viewpoint, omnipresent too. From the point of view of knowledge, he is omnipresent because his knowledge is everywhere. Nothing is beyond his knowledge. So such a being is called Arihant. She named her son Arihant. Her husband passed away, and at her little house in that village, there was a Jin Pratima, an idol of Arihant. When the boy grew up gradually, it was time for sending him for studies at a school. But in that village there was no school. It was a small village. So she just went to a nearby village and performed all the formalities for admission, and then came back home and said to her son, that son, Arihant, now you will go to the school and study, you will get educated and you will grow bigger and bigger. But the school is not in our village, so you will have to go to a nearby village. Okay? Is this right? The child said, okay, Mama, I will of course go to that school and study. The mother, on the first day of his school, went along with him and then said that I have to return back home because I have work to do. So you have seen the road, you have seen the way, you can come back through that very way home. In the evening, Arihant came back home. Mother asked what happened at the school. He explained everything. He explained about the teachers. He explained about the classes. And then he said, from tomorrow, I won't go to the school. What happened? Did somebody bully you? No, mother. But when I return home, there is a thick forest in between our village and that village. I am afraid. In the evening, the jungle seems more frightening. So I cannot go to the school from tomorrow onwards. The mother just thought about some solution of this problem. Because worrying about a problem cannot solve it. She said, you don't have to fear about anything. When you return and you feel some fright within you, some fear within you, don't worry at all. Just you come here. She took her son to that Chaityalaya, Gruha Chaityalaya, the temple which was at her home in a secluded place. She took him with her and said that, look at the Lord. He bowed to the Lord Arihanta and said that this Lord is your elder brother. Oh, Mama, my elder brother? I thought I was only single. Where is he now? She said, he went away to the forest and he doesn't come back here. So when you feel fear, just remember him and call him. The child said, by what name? She said, his name is also Arihant. The child was very happy. He went to the school next day, and while returning, when he felt frightened, because the jungle was really a jungle, it was a thick forest, and there were some sounds also that frightened the child. And at that time, the child paced faster, but still his fear didn't subside. So he just remembered the mother's words and instructions, and then his heart were very simple, pure. He just folded his hands and said, Brother Arihanta, I am feeling fear. Please come to me. Where are you? Some angel of the forest got impressed by his simplicity and transformed herself into an Arihant shape and came from behind that tree and said, Oh, little brother, why are you feeling frightened? I am always here. You don't have to feel fear. Come on. I will drop you some farther. So he came along with him, and then when the village was near, he returned back. The little brother was very happy, and he came jumping to the mother and said, Today is a wonderful day. I will never miss a single day of my school. He was very happy. The mother asked, what happened? He said, I met my elder brother Arihant. The mother was astonished because she was just solving that problem by saying some words of solace. But the child was saying that he really had met Arihant Bhaiya, his brother. Mother was astonished, surprised. And he was just shouting out of joy. The people from nearby houses also heard his narration. And when he narrated that whole incident, the mother shut her eyes and just folded her hands like this and said, Namo Arihantanam. Somehow these news reached the teacher, the class teacher of this child. And next day when the school time was over, the teacher stopped him and said, What happened yesterday? I have heard something about you. What happened near that forest? The child was somewhat hesitant, but said that my brother lives in that forest. His name is Arihant, and he just looks like the Lord of the universe, and I met him yesterday. The teacher says, "Are you lying to me?" The child replies, "I don't know how to lie." The teacher says that, "Can you show me your brother, where he lives? I also want to see him." "Of course, teacher, please come with me." And when the teacher came with him, he did not feel fear because of that teacher. And when he reached that very spot where the brother had met him, he stopped and said, "Here my brother lives, behind that tree." The teacher went there, performed a scrutiny, but there was nobody, and asked, "Where is he? Just call him. I want to see him. I want to meet him." The child called him, "Brother Arihant, please come. My sir wants to see you." But there was no reply. The child looked at the face of the teacher. The teacher was uneasy. His face expression was not gentle, and it seemed that the child was going to be proven of telling lies. The child got afraid. He again requested his brother, "Please, brother, come here. My teacher wants to meet you. Why are you not coming today? Yesterday you came so quickly, and today you are hiding from me. What is the matter?" With such purity, with such simplicity, the child had requested his brother, had prayed to his brother that, "Please come." The angel of the forest thought that I should not break his heart. But I cannot come before his teacher too. So I will send a message, and then when the child said, "Brother Arihant, why are you not coming today? Have I committed some mistake? I am sorry. Please come." The teacher saw the innocence in his eyes and thought that this child is not lying. But how is this possible? Then, when there was stillness, there was pin-drop silence. A sound of thunder was heard by both of them. The light of lightning was also seen by both of them. And then, from somewhere, these words were heard by the teacher. And also by the student. The words were these: the teacher needs time to meet me. Again there was stillness and silence. Not a leaf moved in the forest. The wind stopped. The child was surprised that Bhaiya is saying, brother is saying that teacher needs time to meet me. I cannot understand. But then the teacher said, don't worry, child. It is okay. You can go home. The teacher within himself contemplated about those words and thought, to get that divine vision, I need to purify myself. I am so complicated. I need to become simple. That child was extremely simple. So some angel might have done these miracles, but I am not worthy of that. So this is a great lesson in my life. I am teaching my students, but today my student has taught me something very great through that angel. I will improve myself. And he returns back. If we remember our inner child when we were so small, and if we remember that how we transformed ourselves into what we are at the present moment, we will come to know that due to our company, due to our lifestyles, due to many reasons, we have become so complicated. But we can return to our simplicity with some practice. We can practice simplicity for some time per day. And then, day by day, simplicity is the fruit of many lives of penances. It is not simple to be simple. And this simplicity is called Aaarjava, Uttama Aaarjava. And when a sadhu, a monk, observes this simplicity in his life, because monks are also in communication with such people who are full of deceit, greed, etc. Sometimes his words and his thoughts are affected by them, but then still he performs the Uttama Aaarjava dharma. And likewise, all people can perform this. All people can practice Uttama Aaarjava and become simpler in their life. Simplicity gives great fruits at the concluding moment of life. Jainam Jayatu Shasanam Om Hrim Uttamaarjava Dharmangaya Namaha. Om Hrim Uttamaarjava Dharmangaya Namaha. Om Hrim Uttamaarjava Dharmangaya Namaha.